The last few days have been absolute hell, and I don't say that lightly. Why? Has a tragedy struck here in beautiful Cambodia where I now live? Have my foundations crumbled? No, it's because I've been eating refined carbohydrates. I bet you're sitting there listening to this thinking, wait, what? Is she actually serious? That is a bit dramatic. And I get it. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds weird because we have been collectively duped. We've been led to believe that what we put in our mouths has very little to do with the storms in our heads. But if you are a neurodivergent woman and you feel like you are losing your mind, I need you to listen to this, because most of us are eating a diet that is actively hostile to our brains, and we are completely unaware of it. So just to catch you up, I generally follow a ketogenic lifestyle. I didn't start eating this way for my mind though. About 18 months ago, I turned to keto purely for weight loss. I was 47 and grappling with the aftermath of chronic fatigue syndrome, and I just wanted to feel comfortable in my body again. So I started eating the keto way, and yes, the weight dropped off. But something else happened, something far more glorious and totally unexpected. My mental health challenges, lifelong mental health challenges, vanished. And when I say vanished, I mean completely gone. Before I tell you how that happened and the dark place I go back to when I stop eating this way, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Hannah Anstee. I'm a metabolic health coach and a neurodivergent woman, a British woman, a Yorkshire woman, now living in Cambodia. My channel is all about helping you recover from burnout and reclaim your energy by healing your mitochondria and your nervous system. If you want to understand why your brain feels foggy or why you're exhausted all the time, please hit subscribe and like. It helps other neurodivergent women find this information, and honestly, we really need this knowledge right now. Okay, back to the story. To give you context on how miraculous this vanishing of my symptoms was, you need to know my history. I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression at only 19 years old. By my 30s, I had a severe anxiety disorder, panic attacks, the works. I couldn't even leave the house. I tried everything: trauma therapy, acupuncture, Reiki, psilocybin. If it was available, I tried it. I went to see shamans. I went on spiritual pilgrimages to India. You name it, I did it. And while I healed a lot, one massive dark cloud remained. Every couple of months, like clockwork, I would be hit by an unbelievable, crushing sensation of utter worthlessness. It was a disconnection from humanity that was so painful, I honestly sometimes wished I wasn't here anymore. So why am I telling you this? Because when I'm on a ketogenic diet, eating minimal carbs and absolutely no refined sugar, I do not have those problems at all. It felt like a miracle. No anxiety, no insecurity, no crushing worthlessness. Just waking up every day with energy, feeling happy, and feeling stable. Naturally, I had to dive into the research around this, because why had nobody told me any of this? That's when I found the work of Dr. Georgia Ede. She's a Harvard-trained psychiatrist who argues that even with a history of severe trauma, it is often our brain chemistry that dictates how we respond to that history. She tells the story of a man with bipolar disorder who completely changed his life purely through diet, a ketogenic diet. But, and this is the scary part, if he reverted to eating refined carbs, even for a few hours, his brain would dysfunction again. And honestly, it doesn't stop there. The field of metabolic psychiatry is exploding. We are looking at strong associations between poor metabolic health and anxiety, depression, ADHD, Alzheimer's, and even eating disorders. But specifically for us neurodivergent women, this is where it gets real. If you're not sure exactly how metabolic health plays into your ADHD or autism in real time, let me give you one simple, concrete example: the meltdown. We tend to think of meltdowns as emotional events, but often they are a fuel crisis. Here is the mechanics of it. You eat the toast, the pasta, or the cake. Your blood sugar spikes high. Your body panics and floods you with insulin to bring it down. And then you crash. When your brain is suddenly deprived of glucose, it perceives a life threat. It pumps out adrenaline and cortisol, stress hormones, desperately trying to find energy. The result? You are instantly thrown into a chemical state of fight or flight. Your patience evaporates, your sensory tolerance hits zero, and the red mist descends. Looking back, I can now directly correlate some of the biggest, most explosive meltdowns of my life to these precise moments of metabolic instability. I wasn't just losing it, my brain was starving. Recently, I deviated from my ketogenic diet. I ate some refined carbohydrates. I wanted the stone-baked pizza and the cheesecake, well, because I'm a human woman living in the world. And perimenopause cravings are no joke. The result was quick. Within 3 days, I felt absolutely terrible. I couldn't write, I couldn't focus. The insecurity returned. That shapeless feeling of an unknown threat lurking around the corner came back, alongside anxiety. But, and I want to be really clear about this, you do not have to be on a strict ketogenic diet to be metabolically healthy. I am highly sensitive, but not everyone is. In fact, most people are not. Huge life-changing gains can be made simply by cutting down on the refined sugar and processed beige food. Diet, anyway, is only one piece of the puzzle. If your nervous system is fried, your metabolic health will suffer. You need safety just as much as you need unprocessed whole foods. I'm telling you this because I suspect that those of us with neurodivergent brains are the canaries in the coal mine. We are more sensitive to everything generally: noise, smells, medication, food. It's very possible that you are struggling right now, not because that there's something wrong with you, specifically with your brain, but that your brain is actually inflamed. And it might just be that reducing refined carbohydrates could flip a metabolic switch and give you your life back. We have the power to change how we live and eat. And in doing so, we might just save our minds and save our lives. If any of this resonated with you, the fatigue, the meltdowns, the fog, the anxiety, the insecurity, and you want to investigate what is happening under the hood of your own brain, I can help. I've recently launched my Energy Detective Forensic Metabolic Assessment. It is specifically designed for neurodivergent women. We identify your metabolic drains and the opposite, the ones that are giving you energy and can bring you more energy and help you to heal your mitochondria. And it's all done in a sensory friendly way, no long forms, and we do some of it on audio. So I will put the link in the show notes for that assessment if you want to take a look at it, but you can also just go to hannahanstee.com. Thank you so much for listening. Please be kind to your mitochondria today. With love and massive hope, Hannah.